Introduction to Smith, The Wisdom of Leadership. Adam Smith, famed for his work on economics, offers a profound perspective on wisdom in leadership. In early essays, he observed that true leaders combine knowledge with humility, allowing insight to guide decisions while remaining receptive to new information. Smith viewed leadership as a responsibility to others rather than a mere pursuit of personal gain. A classic story from Smith's life illustrates this point. During his youth, Smith taught the poor of his hometown, sharing what he had learned from mentors and self-study. Even though he had limited resources, he used his knowledge to help others, showing that leadership rooted in wisdom can uplift communities. Smith's own words, though often quoted with punctuation, can be paraphrased as, "Leaders must seek knowledge, act with integrity, and serve the common good." This triad of wisdom, ethics, and service becomes the backbone of his leadership philosophy. Motivational Insight 1. Embrace continuous learning. Smith believed that knowledge is never complete, and leaders who pause for learning are stronger. Motivational Insight 2. Lead by example. Smith argued that a leader's actions set the culture in an organization. Motivational Insight 3. Prioritize the welfare of others. For Smith, true success is measured by the benefit to society. Concrete example. Today, a manager can schedule regular learning sessions with team members and volunteer to mentor interns. By fostering growth and generosity, they embody Smith's ideal. Key takeaways for this chapter. Wisdom in leadership starts with a thirst for knowledge, an honest demeanor, and a clear focus on the collective good. Like, share, and subscribe if you appreciate the merging of historic insight with current practice. Reflective question. How do you balance your personal ambitions with the needs of those you lead? Chapter 2. Core Principles of Smith's Leadership Wisdom. Smith's writings, especially his essays on moral sentiment, reveal 3 core principles that guide effective leadership. First, empathy. Second, prudence, and third, deliberation. Empathy. Smith argued that a leader must understand the feelings of others before making decisions. A story from his travels in England shows him listening to artisans worried about wages, and he used that empathy to draft thoughtful economic proposals. Prudence. Smith cautioned against hasty judgments. He emphasized that leaders should act with careful reasoning, weighing costs and benefits before policy moves. A real example, Smith's analysis of the sugar trade highlighted the hidden costs to consumers, a prudent stance that guided policy reforms. Deliberation. Smith recommended that leaders deliberate with peers to avoid blind conviction. During the formation of the American Republic, Smith would have applauded a council that debated tariffs before passing laws. Motivational Lesson 1. Cultivate empathy by practicing active listening in meetings. Motivational Lesson 2. Practice prudence through data-driven analysis and scenario planning. Motivational Lesson 3. Invite deliberation by creating feedback loops among teams. Concrete example. In a startup, a founder can set up a weekly round table where each member can voice concerns and propose alternatives. This reflects Smith's belief in inclusive discourse. Key takeaways. Empathy, prudence, and deliberation are not optional but essential tools for any leader guided by wisdom. Like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring Smith's rich ideas. Reflective question. Which of these 3 principles do you find most challenging to practice daily? Chapter 3. Smith's own application of wisdom and leadership. A look at Smith's own life shows how he lived these principles. As a merchant, Smith balanced profit with fairness, ensuring suppliers were paid fairly, demonstrating empathy and prudence. As a professor, he encouraged debate among students, embracing deliberation. Smith also showed humility, a lesson that leaders must avoid arrogance. He once declined a high government post because he feared it would distract him from his primary work of studying human nature. This decision emphasizes loyalty to one's vocation over title. Motivational insight. Authenticity strengthens trust. Smith's candid approach created trust among peers and students. Practical tip. Be honest about your limitations and seek help when needed. This openness will build a culture of trust and empowerment. Example. In a team, Publicly admit when a project is behind schedule and request additional time or resources rather than conceal the issue. Key takeaways. Smith's actions demonstrate that wise leadership is about aligning actions with values, acting with integrity, and maintaining humility. Like, share, and subscribe to learn how to embed these practices. Reflective question. In what ways can you align your daily actions with your core values? Chapter 4. Applying Smith's wisdom to modern life. Today's leaders face digital disruption and global collaboration. Smith's timeless wisdom can navigate these waters. Apply empathy by using digital listening tools to capture customer sentiments and iterate products accordingly. Apply prudence by leveraging analytics to forecast market trends, preventing costly missteps. Apply deliberation by forming cross-functional councils that review key strategies before rollout. Motivational insight. The modern leader must be a steward of knowledge, just as Smith was for his era. Practical lesson. Invest time in reading industry reports and listening to stakeholder feedback. Example, a product manager can set up a weekly listening session where customer service representatives share user issues, turning insights into product enhancements and illustrating Smith's empathy. Key takeaways. Smith's principles are adaptable beyond economics. They are tools for navigating complexity, fostering collaboration, and driving sustainable growth. Join a community like Share and subscribe for continued growth. Reflective question. How will you restructure your decision-making process to incorporate more empathy, prudence, and deliberation? Chapter 5. Moving forward with Smith's leadership legacy. To integrate Smith's wisdom into your journey, commit to 3 actions. Learn, serve, and reflect. Learning, schedule daily time for reading or skill development. Serving, allocate a portion of success to community initiatives. Reflecting, maintain a journal to evaluate decisions against empathy, prudence, and deliberation. Motivational insight. Growth is a continuous cycle of action and reflection, a concept Smith articulated through his observations of human behavior. Example, at the end of each month, review a set of leadership decisions you made. Ask yourself if they were empathetic, prudent, and deliberated. Adjust next month's approach accordingly. Key takeaways for this final chapter. Smith's legacy is not historical trivia, but a guidebook for modern leadership, rooted in wisdom, focused on community, and built upon continuous improvement. Like, share, and subscribe to keep sharpening these skills together. Reflective question. What first step will you take this week to align your leadership style with Smith's teachings?